What's going on, guys? How you doing? My name is Alex Jimenez. I'm the founder of IX Media, and we made about $500,000 in email and SMS marketing revenue. And in this video, while I'm in Dallas in a layover flight, I wanted to break down something very, very important when you're making your email copy. I'm going to make this a short video, but it's very important, so listen up. I could give two big tips. Technically, I'll give you a few big tips, but the biggest two when making your copy are going to help, number one, make it convert a lot better and make your message come out a lot better, which at the end of the day makes you make more sales, more clicks, etc. So two things. Number one, making your copy relatable. Very, very important. And this is important for any brand. So, for example, let's just say you have a very high-end luxurious brand, right? When you're making your email copy, be in the mindset of like, what would my customer want to be treated as? How would they want to be spoken to? And this is very important. If you have a very high-end brand, you want to make sure that it comes off very like elegant and a lot of opulence, kind of like an opulence type of vibe. And it's very, it's very high end, right? It's very exclusive. But let's just say you have like a fun brand, and you're somebody in their 20s, 30s. You're kind of your target market and your audience. For them, you may want to have it more fun, more exciting, just a little bit of a lighter copy, right? So the point of this is when you're making your own email copy, think about how can I make this relatable to my customers. Well, how would they want to be spoken to? Coming not only from a brand perspective, but just like a person perspective. How would they want a person to speak to them? That's number one. Number two, which is a very, very important thing as well, and I'll go into some bonus ones, but the second most important thing is making your copy so that when somebody reads it, at the very first time they read that copy, they glance over it, they immediately can conceptualize what the email is about. And what do I mean conceptualize? It's just simply just saying, can they imagine and understand what you're trying to get at, what your point is in the email? So as an example, if I'm making an email and the whole point of it is to get people to, let's just say it's a valuetainment email and we're making an article-based email. So we're including an article in the email showing the different benefits of why this certain ingredient that my product has is very beneficial for your gut and liver. Let's just say, for example, when I'm making that article, I have to make it so dumbed down and I'll give you a few tips on how to make it dumbed down, which will go to my bonus ones, but you have to make it so easy for somebody to understand at first read what that email is about and what the actual value is. Because think about it, if you give the most crazy sauce, if I had to put it in fifth grade reading terms, but you could give the most amazing value and the best education possible, but if somebody doesn't understand it, they're not gonna understand it, but they're not gonna get any value from it. So when you're making your own email copy, make sure that it's something that people can immediately understand. And a few tips on this is I'll give you right now. Number one, making the copy under fifth grade reading level. Even if you're a high-end brand, even if you think rightfully so, you want your customers to be perceived as adults, and you don't want people to think of you like as a little kid or anything. It's very important that you still make it under fifth grade reading level, because a third of the population, I believe, doesn't know how to speak right grammar, and I think it's in America, right? So that's number one. And number two, even if, let's just say, everybody in your audience and your subscriber list knows how to speak perfect English, you're just making it easier for them to understand. And the whole point, one of the biggest fundamentals in email marketing, and I would say in any marketing, is you want to reduce friction. You want to create as little friction as possible. So don't come in with the mindset like, oh, if I make it under fifth grade reading level, I'm going to appear dumb to some of my customers. No, you're just making it easier for them to understand your point. So that's what number one, make it under fifth grade reading level. Another small one, but it's still important, is making the email very concise, or very condensed rather. So think of it, okay, I have an email, it's 200 words long. How can I say the exact same thing while also being relatable, fun, classy, humorous, joyful, serious, whatever your brand tone is and how you want to relate to your customers? How can I say the same message in the same relatability aspect and factor in half the words? Because again, when people are reading your emails, they're not like not a lot of people are sitting down at 2 o'clock in the afternoon literally wanting to read every single email in their promotions tab. They usually look at it when they're in the bathroom, when they're waiting for their next trip to Florida in a layover, picking up kids from school, right? They're not setting time aside to read those emails. But when you're making it very easy for them to understand, oh, okay, here's the article, oh, here's the condensed version of it. It has this many ingredients. This ingredient is good for my liver. This ingredient is good for my health. This ingredient is good for my body, my mind clarity, testosterone, whatever the case may be. Okay, I get it. that's a cool product. Let me see what they offer. And what you're doing is, because you're allowing them to read the email, and because you're allowing them to conceptualize what the email is about and get the point across and the value, at that point it's so much easier for them to be like, okay, this is a cool product. Let me click on the email, let me see. And even if it doesn't get you to buy immediately, if maybe that doesn't place an order immediately, you're already planting seeds in their mind. It's like, okay, this is a legit brand. I want to buy from them. They're providing value, and this product has this many different features and benefits, and et cetera, et cetera. So again, summarize the video. When making your email copy, make sure that you make it relatable in your brand's tone. How do you do that? Well, how does my customer want to be spoken to? Not only as a brand, but as a person. How would they want to be spoken to? And number two, is making your email copy, making your email copy so that people can conceptualize it, can essentially get your point across as easy as possible at a first read. So when people read the email, at the very first glance, the very first read, one-time read, they immediately know what it's about. Okay, it's about this. It's about health. It's about saving money. It's about the, whatever the case may be. And again, doing that by two different ways, big ways, making it under 50 reading level, and obviously make it relatable to your consumers, which is kind of the last point I made. But anyways, hope that video helped, guys. God bless you, and I'll talk to you next one.